What is going on? Welcome to Greggles TV. Man, you guys are complaining like freaking crazy. And I really think it's really the vocal minority, meaning that it's not a big crowd of people, but you guys are very, very vocal in your complaints about this phone, the Galaxy Z Fold 7. I put out my video and most of it, the percentages of likes to dislikes is really good. Like at the time of making this video, I have over 200 likes, and the percentage of likes versus dislikes is over 95% likes for the video. And what's crazy about it is you guys, like most of the comments are just people complaining, not saying like, and there are people in the comments saying like, oh my God, I love the phone. I'm so excited for it. I love your enthusiasm. And then there's people saying like, oh my God, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that. I can't stand it. Why did they do it? It's a piece of crap. You guys sound crazy in a way because again, it's just the minority of people that are talking about this and complaining is insane. I'm gonna go through your guys' complaints that I noticed, like the ones that just came up a lot because I want to talk about it. So the first complaint that you guys had was, this is the biggest one by far, no S Pen. Now, that doesn't mean that there's no S Pen inside. I think you guys could live without that. It's not that there is no S Pen to be purchased that's new or anything like that. The rumors coming into it were, most of the time it was that there's gonna be a new S Pen and you guys are going to get a new S Pen and love it, and it's gonna be different, it's gonna have some features. None of that came to be true, and it was complete opposite. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 on the front and inside displays has no S Pen support at all, zero. And it's the first time since I think the Galaxy Z Fold 2 or 3 that we haven't had S Pen support on the phone. And I would guess, I don't know the percentages, and I doubt you guys do either, but I would have to guess that over 95% of the people that have Galaxy Z Fold 7s do not use or have a S Pen. I know I have S Pens and I never use them. I'm not saying everyone's like me. I know there's people like you guys who want it. Unfortunately for you guys, they removed the access. Now, they didn't come out with a full explanation of why they did it, but if you break down why they got rid of the S Pen, there's a multitude of reasons. Obviously, it was probably lessened the weight of the phone. It made the phone thinner. It made it easier to design. That's obviously probably the main reasons why they did that. And you're like, well, I don't want a thinner phone. I want this to change, and I want this, that. And that's not the way they're going, obviously. You can see it with the Edge phone, how that phone is extremely thin. And all of these phones are just gonna get thinner and thinner. They're not gonna, the way Samsung's going, they're not gonna go thicker, and they're definitely not gonna go heavier. If they're able to keep these things, somewhat a little bit thicker, I guess, maybe they'll make it, but at the same time making it lighter, that would make sense. Now, going back to the S Pen in terms of what are the people that really wanted the S Pen, what are they to do? Well, you don't really have any competition on the market per se with folding phones, really. There's not really a folding phone in America, for instance, that has the ability to do an S Pen. Z Fold 6 can, some older Z Folds can, and you can stick with those. Maybe they'll bring it back next year. I doubt it at this point, but you never know, maybe they will. The other part of that is, if you can't get it with Samsung, or you have to keep your older Samsung, there's no one else beating them in that regard. It's not like they pulled that and you're like, oh, now I'm just gonna go to Apple, or I'm gonna go to Pixel or OnePlus. None of them really do the S Pen particularly like the Galaxy Z Fold did. The people that are complaining, it's gonna end up being the same thing. The people that still want the damn headphone jack, that still want the dang micro SD card, like, you're gonna have to drop it and just let those emotions go free. Just because it doesn't have that feature does not mean that this phone is a downgrade. I literally touched this phone at a private event and I was immediately overjoyed. Like, it just feels amazing, guys. You really have to hold this and play with it. That's what she said. And it really makes a difference. It's really a great feeling phone. It's amazing. Now, going back, you don't have the S Pen, hey, sorry, but you got to move on from it. Or don't buy the phone, but at the same time, it's a freaking awesome phone. So you can't really add much more to them not having the S Pen. It's just, obviously they're moving on from that. You can still get it with their S25 Ultra, which is supposedly going to lose that feature in the coming years, potentially, not next year, but the year after potentially. And then you can still get it on their tablets. So it's not the end of the world, but really no one has pen support for the most part, no matter what phone you're on. This one honestly kind of shocks me. You guys are complaining that this phone doesn't have an under display camera. That under display camera sucks. And now you have the ability to take decently good videos and photos. And the cool thing is it goes up to 4K 60, meaning you can use any of the lenses on the phone, the back, the front, the other front camera, and switch between 4K 60 or 4K 30 on all of those. You don't have to stop and record and then switch to the other lens or focal length. You don't have to do any of that stuff. It all works. It's one of the nice things now that they upgraded that main camera. And for folks like myself who live in this main display, having a much better quality video and photo camera on the front is a huge win. And if you don't live in this main display, why are you getting a folding phone? You don't need a folding phone. You can get a S25 Ultra or some other slab phone. You don't need to. But if you live in this main display like myself and many others, then having a awesome quality camera there is much more beneficial than hiding it. Now, aesthetically, yeah, sure, I agree. It looks better than having it. But in the short period of time, 12 hours or so that I've actually had this phone in hand in my hotel and watching videos and websites and logging into apps and doing all those kind of things, it hasn't bugged me one time at all. I feel like the people that are bothered by that are the same people that are bothered by the freaking crease on the screen. Get over it. It's not a big deal. Your same favorite Chinese phones have the camera on top. So all these things that you think are better with these Chinese companies and these other companies, they're not. Samsung's doing the same thing they're doing in terms of that stuff. And even if they did it before, I agree, it looks better, but it wasn't working better. I'd rather have something that works really good than just looks good. Like, why would you even want that? It's crazy to me. Another one is bigger battery. Now, this phone didn't jump up from the 4400 milliamp battery. From what the reps told me and what some slideshows that I saw that you guys didn't see, is that the battery life has been improved with the processor that's inside, the Snapdragon 8 Elite. I don't know what the video watch time was before, but it's 24 hours now. I think it only went up like an hour or two, if I'm not mistaken. But it went up a little bit. Now, I'm not saying like, oh, battery life is awesome, it's the perfect thing. I agree, they probably should have made the battery bigger, and I've been saying that's one of my things that I would love for them to do. But when you look at the other side is, and I just learned this from Ice Universe, I'll be honest, the silicon batteries, silicon carbon batteries, I think that's what they're called, those have a very limited amount of charges that they can get. You get more milliamps in the battery, but the overall charging amount of times you can actually charge it, it goes down below 80%, the quality of the battery, way quicker than the battery that Samsung put in this. The one that Samsung put in this, you can charge it basically over 2,000 times before it even hits 80% quality of life with that battery. So there's always give and pull. Like, just because they put the camera on top, it's because we're getting better camera now. They're not just putting there and we don't get anything extra. They kept the battery the same size, but the phone is super thin. Like, there's give and take with that. And I know some people, even myself, I'd probably be like, okay, let's put a bigger battery in there, make it a little bit thicker. I'm with you. I'm not. Don't tell me I'm not completely against this one. I'm not fighting it against, but we are getting something in return. Even if you don't like it or you don't think you're gonna like it, going from a super thin light phone and then going back in 3 to 6 months to a Z Fold 6 or an older Z Fold, you're gonna be like, wow, this phone is a brick. And it feels so old fashioned and it feels so fat and it does not feel cool. It's things like that. There's byproducts and there's things that when you change something else is gonna be change and potentially make people unhappy. But the other greater change, I think, will make the majority people happy. So yeah, sure, we are getting quote unquote a little bit better battery life with optimizations and processing and things like that. But at the same time, it didn't increase the milliamps. Another thing people complained about was the price. The price went up $100 on the Galaxy Z Fold 256. It went up to $1999. It's like over $2,100 on the 512, and it's like basically almost $2,500 on the 1 terabyte. But the 1 terabyte does come with 16 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte of storage. So when I see those things, yeah, it is pretty expensive, but at the same time, they're giving, again, some insane trade-in offers. Like you're getting really, really, really good trade-in offers, just like you always do. And at the end of the day, you're gonna end up paying about, like I ordered my wife's phone in Mint 512 and got it for like $1,000 out the door. We get the free storage upgrade. You got it for $18.99. That to me is a good deal. And I'm not upset with that by any stretch of the imagination. Sure, would I have liked to spend less? Of course I would, but I also know, because I've played with this phone once a few days ago, and then another time, obviously I got it today. And in those short periods of time, I know that this is a freaking nice upgrade of a phone. Those things that I've wanted are the bigger displays. They gave it to us. The displays look even better as well. The 200 megapixel camera, that's freaking awesome. I wasn't always dreaming about it, but I wouldn't mind if it gotten thinner and lighter, and it did that. The processing power is better. Now, they didn't upgrade the charging speeds as well. You know, again, we've been stuck on these RAM and charging speeds and battery sizes for a really long time. Even the cameras were pretty much the same for a really, really long time. But you change one thing and something else happens. And the grand scheme of this is a huge upgrade. As much as the vocal minority don't think it is, it truly is. It's one of those devices that, again, you're gonna play with it and you're gonna be like, wow, you know what? Maybe I can live without the SPen. Maybe I don't use it as much as I think I do. And oh, the camera's on top of the display. You know what? It doesn't really bother me that much. After like playing with it in the store and I think back to it, it doesn't really bother me much. Or, you know, using the battery life and you're like, you know what? I'm home most of the day and I can charge it before I go out, or it's already getting good battery life. I don't have to worry about. And then the price. I'm getting a good trade-in offer and whatever, maybe I have some credits or whatever it may be. My carrier's paying for most of it, whatever the deal you're gonna get is. So with all that said, I think a lot of this stuff is like completely overblown. I'm not saying your opinions are not valid, they are valid, but at the same time, it's seriously an awesome upgrade. If you wanna pick it up, it's linked down below, guys. And I think it's awesome. I seriously do. Now I'm gonna have way more videos on it. I just wanted to get this one out and tell you guys about it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like if you've actually played with it, I think they have it in Best Buy. You can go play with it. Let me know what you think about it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.